married people who have best friends that are of the opposite sex. So let me start off with
that part.
Yeah. So let me start off with the first part, which is, should married people have friends that are the opposite sex? Let's just start off with that, and then we're going to broaden it out to like best friends. So you can answer that in 2 parts if you want.
Okay. Part 1, yes. You can have a friend who's a guy if you're a woman. He can have a friend who's a girl, just a regular friend. Like, you know, you say hi, whatever. And on Facebook, you say hello, whatever, you know, I mean, when it's Christmas, you say Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, the holidays, everybody got to do the holidays. Thanksgiving, Happy Thanksgiving, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, I was going to be like, what do you mean by that?
No, very surface level. We used to go to school in high school, you know, and her cousin is like one of my close friends who's a guy. So you just know her too, you just... Hey.
So, okay, so,
right
so you're saying, so it's very surface level.
Very.
You're saying in the most generic sense of friends, so like a cordial, casual
You just see them
friendship.
in the store and you just remember that that's them. Hey.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, part 2.
Okay. These close best friends and stuff. No! It's not happening. I don't think so. And I'm speaking as a married woman. It's not happening.
Okay.
And for me.
Okay, why?
Or for you.
Okay, why?
Because when we're talking about the deeper level of friendships, that's where it gets dangerous. And I know some men feel that women always got a backup lined up. And in my opinion, that's what that is. Because, okay, you're talking about close friends, right? Me, I grew up having, like, lady friends. That's my friends. That's
yeah,
what I do.
Definitely. We
talking about everything. We talking about if we're in a relationship and he mess up, we talking about what he did and how it was stupid and blah, blah, blah. If you have a guy best friend, that's what y'all talking about. So right now, like, he could be taking notes. Like, make sure I don't do this. Make sure I don't do that. She loves this, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And I'm going to do what her man, you know, her guy friend, boyfriend, whatever, is not doing. So that's just really dangerous territory. And the last thing, I'm going to let you go, is as the person you're with, your significant other, think about how that would make them feel. Think about, like, you like, oh yeah, be my bestie. We going blah, 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 blah. And y'all like hanging out all the time, blah, blah. Man, he understand. You just don't understand. Blah, blah, blah. Like, that's disrespectful, period.
I got you.
And so, it's just a no for me.
Okay. So, one of us has to bring the scriptures into this conversation.
Okay, bring it in.
So, I'm going to play devil's advocate because I know some people. I've had this conversation with some guys who have friends that they're really close with that are the opposite sex So I'm going to throw some things out there. Okay. And I'm not going to really throw scriptures out, but I'm going to throw principles of the Bible. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it legalistic to just have a blanketed rule for men and women that they should never have best friends that are the opposite sex? Is that legalistic?
You want me to answer? You just asking questions right now?
No, you can answer it. You can answer it real quick.
No, because as you said that, I was thinking about, like, what if it's like a cousin, but it's a guy?
Let's take family out of it.
Okay,
Let's just take family out.
Okay,
Let's say no blood, no relation.
Okay.
None of that.
No blood, none of that. No, it's not legalistic.
Okay, so you're saying, okay, so this is how it comes off to me. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm going to say what I believe, but I just wanted to start off with this because there are people that disagree with this. Their point of view is it feels legalistic to just flat out say that somebody can't have a best friend that is the opposite sex because it's assuming a lot of things that very well could not be in play. And one thing that's assuming, number one, that there is some level of interest in the person on a relational level. It's assuming that already, just because you're friends with the opposite sex, that it's impossible for you not to. Now, I've heard this conversation. There are guys that firmly believe there is no way that you could be friends with the opposite sex and not catch or feel any type of feelings for them.
She's one of the guys.
Like, like most people don't believe, like a lot of people don't believe that you can do that. But there are guys that disagree. They have different contexts. There's nuances that some guys will have. And then there is also the assumption like, oh, that had to be the case at one point, that you're not really being forthcoming. Y'all had to have dated. Y'all are way too close for y'all to have never dated. and stuff like that. So it becomes a level of distrust. And we dealt with that even when we started dating, where I had relationships, like friendships with, or a friendship. I had two particular ones. One was with someone that was just completely just normal friendship, just normal friends. Another one was an ex-girlfriend who we had kept in touch with, I kept in touch with, I'm sorry. We kept in touch is what I meant. Yeah. I meant we kept in touch still from the moment our relationship ended for like at least maybe, I want to say like 3 or so years after. And that relationship, keeping in touch with that person brought a level of insecurity to you. Not necessarily insecurity that like I was doing anything wrong, but just because you don't know the full dynamic of it. That's someone that you had feelings for, that had feelings for you. And so it was an issue. And yeah, it was very unwise and very idiotic for me to keep that. And so I would say I 100% agree with you. Yeah, you should. If you dated the girl, like, you're a fool to still keep that person as a, maybe if you were to see her, if it was cordial, if you saw her or something like that, that'd be fine. That fits pretty much what Cami's definition is. But my goodness, if this is somebody that you had feelings for and you're still trying to keep that person as a best friend, if somehow you were able to keep a friendship with that person after y'all dated, that's a reach. That is a huge reach for you.
Okay, back it on up. So more to that, like, yeah, keep in touch with that. He kept in touch with that old former girlfriend.
Let me talk about the other person too. I want to talk about
the former girlfriend, and like family members loved him and all that.
Yeah, there was family on her side.
Got a gift for her and her baby and stuff. Like, it was just, I was like, it was just a lot right now.
Yeah, and I would say I was a mistake on my part. I genuinely was being nice, and it wasn't a good idea. And I learned my lesson, and I moved on from it because it was unhealthy to the current relationship, which did lead to marriage. So it was very unhealthy. Now, the second friendship was just a friendship. However, because I knew that, and Camille knew this person already, I think, both prior to us getting into a relationship and then, I knew that person already knew that, like, hey, boundaries, hey, you need to, it was just mutual. We already knew, like, hey, we can't, like, be as cool as we were because you don't want it to be any drama or any type of misconceptions. It was wisdom in it because we were in a situation where everything was close enough to where, like, it could be misunderstood. It was early on in a relationship and you're just trying to get to know a person. You don't want to be like, oh yeah, I was talking on the phone with this other girl. Like, that's my best friend. And then she wasn't my best friend either. That's the other thing. But we were close, we were cool, and all of that type of stuff. And it was just a mutual friendship. So I would say, this is my rule of thumb, and this is why I'll land the plane on. For me, I think it's unwise. Generally, it is unwise for men or women to keep the opposite sex as a best friend in marriage, especially in marriage. I would say even in some contexts in dating. However, I wouldn't go as far as to say dating. I would say there needs to be a mutual understanding that your significant other is okay with. But I would also go as far as to say that it's a general rule. There can be exceptions to the rule. There can be exceptions to the rule. There could be family, friends, someone that you have known for so long that they feel like family, and you look at them like a cousin or a sister. Yeah. There can be examples that people that aren't literal family that I think will work just fine. 100%. And there's an exception to most rules. And I would say as an exception to the rule, you can have people that you can contextualize to your significant other. Hey, this is the story with this person. This genuinely is a friend. But what I would say even with that is that person should also be connected with your spouse. They should be connected with your wife then as well, so that, and you shouldn't be going out of your way to hang out with that person as an individual. It should be group setting things with that person and multiple people. And it should also be something that you feel comfortable having your wife with you at. Like, if you don't feel comfortable having her there, then I think that's a huge issue. So that would be the nuance that I would throw in there. I wouldn't go as far maybe as Cami and say, I wouldn't go as far as her and just be like, no question. I would say every situation is different.
Yeah.
It should be a conversation piece. There could be a context where it works. And she technically did throw that out there that the exception would be family. I would probably say if it feels similar to like a family member and that's the view of it and you can prove it, that's the other thing. If you can actually prove it and convince your girlfriend or your wife of that dynamic, which you probably would have had to have done this while you were dating anyway, saying like, hey, this is my best friend so-and-so and whatever. If that's out there and there's a mutual understanding, then you don't have to have like a legalistic view of it. But understand, generally, it's unwise.
I agree. Yeah, I was, acting like straight, flat out no. But I agree. Just use wisdom in the situation. And then if they happen to get a significant other too, see if y'all can do, people love doing like double dating type of stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
All hang out and stuff. Then y'all can all grow in y'all friendship together, the four of y'all and stuff. So, yeah, there are exceptions. I agree 100%.
Yep.
And, just use wisdom. Think about the other person if you were in their shoes.